If you are in your 20s or you're in your 30s and you're looking for a way to build long-term financial stability, freedom and independence, then this video is for you. Today I have a collection of 7 different ways that you can invest that will change your financial presence, your financial future forever. So that when you are old and you're in your 40s, your 50s and 60s, you're not going to struggle because you took this important 7 steps. So whether you are now starting your financial journey or you've already started working or you're now beginning to start, this video cuts across ages for everybody in whatever stage of life you are in. And so don't forget to like the video if you agree what we're going to talk about. Leave a comment if you disagree. Let's talk about it. And remember that this video is not financial advice, it's for infotainment purposes only. Speak to a financial advisor before you take any of the points and start investing in them. It's very, very important. Alright, so let's go to the first one. And the first one is investing in yourself. One of the most important things you can do is to invest in yourself. How do you invest in yourself? Now, going to school is not the only way to invest in yourself. Invest in yourself means learning relevant skills. You can learn a skill as a graphic designer. You can learn a skill of selling. Sales is a skill. So many things are skills. Learning how to do photography, videography, they are all skills. Now, learn skills that can benefit your presence and your future. This is what's going to help you to change your life. It's all part of investing in yourself. Now, apart from investing yourself by learning skills, you can also invest in yourself by reading books. You can read the books on financial independence, financial literacy. You can educate yourself to understand money, understand compounding, understand how to invest, understand simple things like budgets. Even for budgeting, a lot of people don't even know how to budget their money. They don't know how to account for their expenses. A lot of people can't even tell you, if you ask them that, how did they spend their money last month? They can't tell you what they use their money for. Some people cannot tell you how much ECT they spend in a month. They can't tell you how much they spend on water in a month. So all these are part of learning, of building up your skills, because you need to get it. And you can get all this information from books. And unfortunately now we have a lot of videos on YouTube and so many other platforms on TikTok that teach you a lot of these things. And so reading books about personal finance and investing is a very good way to go. Now the next way you can invest in yourself is through investing in networking. So you can invest in networking. Networking basically means that when you're a group of people who are talking about something you're interested in, befriend them, get to know them, ask someone to be your mentor, learn from them, let them assist you, little by little. Go to where when they are speaking, go there. Now there are some people that are very, very hard to get. You might not just be able to just walk into wherever they are and then let them speak to you. But when they organize meetings, conferences, and all those things, so you're interested in that area they're talking about, go. Listen. When you go to the place, don't just listen, but all the people who are around who are also come to listen to the speaker, interact with them. Some will be friendly, some will say no, some will say yes. But then little by little, you are building up your contact list, you are building up your friend list, and you'll be surprised that just a certain point in the world where everything is about who you know, is about networking. And so you're very surprised that the person you meet today and the person you befriend today might end up connecting to a different job, a different opportunity, or may end up becoming a business partner or something. Life is intertwined like that. And so networking is also a very good thing to do. Now then, the last point and about investing in yourself is take care of your health. You know, health is your wealth. If you make all the money in the world and then you are sick and you don't have the energy, you don't have the strength, you'll be very surprised to see that you can't enjoy your money. You need to be healthy to be able to enjoy your money. There's nothing more painful than having all the money in the world and not being able to enjoy it just because of sickness. And so it's very important that you put in the effort to look after your health when you are young, so that when you grow up, you don't have to worry about certain diseases like diabetes and all these diseases which are chronic, life-threatening. And so it's very important to do so. Now let's go to the second way you can invest in, or the second thing you should invest in. That is investing in stocks and ETF. Now, investing in stocks and ETF is for a long-term investment. Why is it a long-term investment? It's a long-term investment because stocks make money. Well, stocks help you to make money when the stocks appreciate in value. But there come times where the stocks can actually depreciate in value. But when you are investing for the long term and you are young, the advantage that you have is that you are able to beat the cycle. So maybe the stocks are not doing well now, but you know that in the long term, in a year to come, they are going to do well. But if you are old in your 50s and your 60s and you are retiring the next year, you don't have the luxury of time to wait for your stocks to appreciate before you withdraw them. And so that's why it's important to start young. Because when you start young, and whatever little you have, you keep on putting in the stocks bit by bit, and then you'll be surprised that they will be compounding and compounding and compounding. By the time you are ready to go on retirement, you have a nice basket of stocks available for you. Now, the interesting thing about stocks also is that there are different kinds of stocks you can buy. If you are watching me, you're a Ghanaian or a Nigerian, you know that you could actually, if you're Ghanaian, you could buy shares of companies listed on the Ghana Stock Exchange. You could buy shares of companies listed on the New York Stock Exchange. And so you have the benefit of both Ghanaian and US stocks as a Ghanaian. And so you don't need to just choose one. You can diversify your investments either way. If you want to invest in the Ghana Stock Exchange, there are very good companies there, which are also doing quite well. We have videos on them already. So if you would like to get those videos, you just send us, just check the comments section or just check the description. You see the links to some of the how to invest in the Ghana stock market. Companies like Unilever, Ghana Limited, companies like GCB, Cowbank, MTN Ghana, all these companies are there. You have the New Gold ETFs, they are also there at the Ghana Stock Exchange that you could also invest in. Now, with the US stock market, you could invest into companies like Google, Tesla, Amazon, so the big tech companies. There are so many companies in so many industries which are available for investment on the New York Stock Exchange, which is much bigger and has a higher earning potential than the Ghana Stock Exchange. And so all those options are there. Now, you could invest into things like also ETFs, which are exchange traded funds, which are basically a collection of stocks for investors who don't want to invest in the individual stocks. They want to diversify and reduce their risk. Now, if you are somebody that doesn't have all the money to invest, you don't have the money to buy a full share, the great thing is that you can buy shares in fractions. So you can buy bits and pieces of one share until you buy the total, reach the total amount of money that you need to buy. That's the great thing about buying of shares. And so let's say one share is $200 and you don't have all that $200, buy 10, buy 20, buy 10, buy 20, buy 10, buy 20, until you reach the 200. Then you continue. That's how to take advantage of your youth. Just being focused and just investing, and then you'll be surprised at where it takes you to. And so if we are done with the second point, we're moving to the third point, which is real estate investment. Now, real estate investment means that you are investing for both passive income and then wealth growth. Now, I know that when you are a young person, getting a piece of land, especially in our part of the world, it's not as simple as it is for other people. I mean, other parts of the world, you don't need cash to have a house. But in Ghana, that's not the case. And so one way you could go about it is that maybe you don't have the money for a real estate investment. You could put the money aside, saving in the saving for that day, or you could go into what we call investment clubs. So I made a detailed video about investment clubs where I spoke about what they do, how they work, and how a group of people can come together to build a house. And so if you are someone that was interested in it, just send a DM, I'll send a link to the class. Now, another thing you could do if you're able to secure the land and build something is that you could decide not just to build a house for yourself, but to build an apartment. So instead of the money maybe you used to build like a 4-bedroom mansion, you can build one chamber and hall 2, rent it out. Now, once it's rented, there's money is staying in it, they are getting some rental income. You're going to want to start building another one, and start building another one, and start building another one. Before you realize, you've created your own apartment units where you get money from rent. Now, one of the other things people are doing these days is self-furnished apartments, fully furnished apartments where they use for Airbnbs and all forms of other investments. And so there are a lot of other options these days in real estate. It's not just only about apartments. We have hotels, we have there are so many kinds of real estate investments out there. You just need to do your research well and make sure that you are choosing one that works best for you and you understand the industry very well so that you're not throwing your money away, because there's nothing more painful than throwing your money away. Okay? And so you have to make sure you do your research very, very, very well. Now, we went to the fourth point. But before we go to the fourth point, we have a stock exchange class that teaches you how you can invest in the US stock market. It's actually a VIP class. It's one-on-one. It's very personal. And you get to learn directly from me, where I teach you how to invest in the US stock market. If you would like to learn how to do so, all you need to do is to just give us a call on the number below and register for the class. Now let's go to the fourth point. Now the fourth point we're going to talk about is building an emergency fund. I've spoken a lot of times about building an emergency fund, but it looks like a lot of people are not really getting it. I made a video the last time speaking about how last week one of my followers sent a message that they had to go to the hospital and they didn't have money on them. By the time they reached the hospital, they realized that you need to pay a certain amount of money for a procedure, which was more than what they had budgeted. Immediately, they went to MTN Yellow Save and withdrew their money. And within less than 2 to 3 minutes, the money was paid to their account. Yes, less than 2 to 3 minutes was paid to their account. So that tells you that when it comes to emergencies, one of the best ways or one of the best accounts for emergency funds in the country is MTN Yellow Save, because 1, your money is safe, 2, it's secured, and 3, you have access to it immediately you start the withdrawal process. You don't need to now go and fill a lot of forms, go and join a queue in a bank and answer so many questions before you have access to your money. Very simple, very easy to go. So MTN Yellow Save is also a good opportunity for those who are out there who would like to do a bit of who would like to do a bit of investing or savings. This is for emergency fund purposes. Right? It's not an investment like the way you get a huge amount of returns, because when you have using MTN Yellow Save, you get 8% per annum. You're not going to get like a huge amount of money like 20% or 30% per annum. But the good thing about it is that you have access to your money immediately you need it. And that's what makes it very good and very profitable for people as an emergency fund. Now, that's not the only emergency fund in Ghana. There are a lot of other emergency funds accounts you can create, high yield savings accounts. There are a number of them in the country, and so you need to do your research. Apart from MTN Yellow Save, you can just go to banks and find out from them you want high yield savings accounts, and then you are good to go. Now, the thing you need to remember about the high yield savings account is that once you create an emergency fund, you have to specify what qualifies as an emergency to me. Don't just get up and use it for just anything. It must only be used for emergency. That's why it's called an emergency fund. Okay? Now we're going to the fifth point. Now the fifth point is side hustles and passive income. Now side hustles and passive income is to help to create multiple streams of income. Now when it's said that rich people rely on more than one source of income, that's why they are rich. But then creating this whole process of creating multiple sources of income is not an easy deal like that, because it involves so many factors. And so I'm going to give you a few examples of some ways that people have been able to use to achieve this. And then you can look and see if that will apply for you. It may not apply for you in the situation that you are in. It may apply for you, but it gives you something to think about and see how to proceed with it. Now the first one is starting a YouTube video, a YouTube channel, a YouTube blog, like what you're watching me on. You know that when you do that, you can get Google AdSense that's going to pay you for doing that. And then you also have stuff from like sponsorship, affiliate links. I mean, there are a lot of other ways people get paid through blogging and then YouTube. And most of them are very well documented, and so you can just go through them. Now, investing in dividend stocks. Investing in dividend stocks are also quite a good way to earn some passive income every month. Now, stocks like Realty Income Corporation, which is a REIT, stocks like Pepsi, Coca-Cola, Johnson & Johnson. There are a lot of dividend stocks out there, and these companies will pay you either quarterly, annually, or monthly just for owning the stocks. And so you just be there, you get some money flowing into your account just because you own the stock. And so that advantage is also there. Now, selling of digital products. When it comes to digital products, they are like ebooks, courses, printables. I see some people selling. There are a lot of them. Apart from digital products, I also see physical products. There are people who have been successful selling products like t-shirts, hats, branded. I mean, all these things are there. Freelancing and online services are also there. I mean, so there are a number of ways that people have been able to create this. And so you can look at them, like I said, see if they apply to your specific situation. If they do apply and it's easy for you to replicate, then you do. Because not all this will work for everybody. Some will, some will not, depending on where you are currently in life. Now let's go to the sixth point. Now the sixth point is pension and retirement plans. Now we all understand what the pension is. Usually it is money that when you go on retirement after working 60 years, something that you get to benefit. Now, every country has its own form of the way it works. In Ghana, we have what we call SSNIT. Other countries have their own. For the US has the 401k, the Roth IRA. Other countries will have their own form. Now, whatever it is, do a bit of research in it and start working towards it. Now, in Ghana, we also have what we call MTN My Own Pension, which is also quite a good plan that works well for the informal sector. And so you're watching me in the informal sector, you can check out MTN My Own Pension. If you want a full link to the video, you just need to do is just DM me. I'll send a link to the video on how you can start MTN My Own Pension. It's a good thing too because you can also withdraw part of the money, 50% of the money, because 50% of that money will go to your investment, 50% of the money will also go to your saving, will go to your pension account. And so you're able to withdraw your investments after a year and use it if you have an emergency. And so there are people who have used it to also pay school fees and other stuff for them. And so it has its own benefit and its good side. Then you also have the Petra pension schemes, which are also there, which people have been using to acquire mortgages and other properties. Then the important thing about this whole thing is to start early, because the earlier that you start, the more you're able to accumulate. Now let's go to crypto and alternative investments. This is the last point. Crypto market is a very unpredictable market. A lot of people have made billions of dollars on crypto. Some to have lost millions, some to have lost thousands, some have gained thousands. But you have to understand the crypto strategy is very simple. What it is that there are a lot of scams in the crypto market. You have people giving you some meme coins, they pump the coin, then they sell it and dump it, and then the investors start losing money. And so if you want to do crypto, it's better to stick to the coins that are already popular and people know, and you know that they're not going to have any effect on it. So maybe like coins like Ethereum, Bitcoin, you know that over the long haul, these coins will still do well. But if you go and do these other coins, because every day you hear about a new one, and people are just pumping them. They are making a lot of, when I say pumping, they make a lot of noise about the coins, and these coins are going to the moon, they are going to take you to the stars, they're going to make so much money from it, and you are so happy. Then you realize there are people who were pushing the coin, they all sell it, and then they just disappear. Then you are left holding it, and then you are hot. And so it's something that you need to be very careful about. If you want to go into crypto, you have to understand that it's very volatile. You can make a lot of money, then today, the next day you can lose a lot of money. Because at the beginning of the year, Bitcoin was almost about to reach $100,000. Now it's around $85,000. We don't know whether it's going up or down, but it looks like it's still going to go down. And so it's something bad. At the same time, it's also an opportunity for those to buy low and wait for it to come up. So it's just like I said, it's something that if you are going to do, you have to make sure that you are going to put in money that you are willing to use. It's not money that you need on a regular, money that you are willing to lose. So that if you do lose it, you are not so worried, because cryptocurrency is a very, 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 like I say, very volatile market. You only put in money that you are very, very, very willing to lose. Otherwise, don't try, don't venture. Otherwise, you will cry. Okay. At the same time, too, you can gain a lot of money, right? So, like I said, you have to decide what your risk-reward ratio is. Put in a very little amount of money that you are willing to lose before you start doing that. Now, we've come to the end of the video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. And if you want to keep on seeing content like this, click on the notification bell so when we upload content, you're the first able to see it. Thank you guys for watching, and see you next time.